An awe-inspiring journey through time and civilizations. Mummies of the World. PlayHouseSquare.org has got the full details on it. These passes for you if you're caller 10. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
The Alan Cox Show.
This is the very epitome of rebellion. It is anarchy.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Another $1,000 for you here in about 5 minutes. So listen for the keywords to grab you a grand. Cavs are off tonight, but they beat the Knicks on their home court.
Yeah.
That was nice because they lost here.
Undefeated on the road, 0-3 at home. You can't pin them down.
Right.
You don't know what their move is.
95-89 was the win last night there at Madison Square Garden. And the what's that thing? That mid-season tournament or whatever?
Yeah,
not even mid-season.
Not even mid-season. It's just the tournament that starts tomorrow
night.
And I don't understand it yet.
I don't either.
It's very
We're
confusing.
like 2 weeks into the season.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks into the season, and I guess there's like group play, and then those are on like Tuesdays and Fridays, and then eventually they like do a knockout round, and then the championship in-season tournament championship is in Vegas at some point.
Well, the Cavs are back here at home tomorrow night to play the Indiana Pacers. That's a 7 o'clock tip. You'll hear all of it here on MMS. When we roll out at 6:30, that's when the pregame coverage will begin.
Tell you who had the Pacers again?
The Pacers again?
Pacers lost by 50 last night.
Did they really?
To the Celtics, I think, yeah.
Jeez.
After beating us.
Yeah, 125-113 was the Saturday before Halloween. I guess that would be last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You know who had a great game was Steph Curry.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was a pretty tense game.
It was tense. It sounded aggressive.
Yeah. It came down to the last shot, which Klay Thompson ended up hitting because Steph Curry was he wasn't available to shoot it.
Multiple guys hounding Curry.
Ouch. Man.
Poundcake, does that make you more
he's
into
sus.
baseball?
I think he's getting a winner still.
No, I heard you. Curry, he's okay. I mean.
Hold on. Let me play it for you.
Multiple guys hounding Curry.
You sure they weren't all just eating Indian food?
I mean, that could have been too. Yeah, they got one of those 2-for-1s on Uber Eats.
Multiple guys hounding Curry.
I think their word usage is intentional.
All right. Well, you could be right. Could be right.
Curry's cute. He's okay. He's not my favorite.
The NBA in-season playoff is like Premier League soccer. Well, that doesn't exactly clarify it for me, at least.
Yeah. I love the idea of it. I just don't, I feel like I have to just see how it goes, and I'll figure it out along the way. It doesn't, I like the idea of it. It puts some more fun into the regular season, but I just don't understand it yet because I've never experienced anything like that. I've never watched Premier League.
Right. Alan, didn't Joan Rivers have a late night show? She did.
Way back in the day.
Way back on Fox, and then Johnny Carson made sure that she got canceled.
Why did he make sure she got canceled?
Well, Johnny Carson was the 800-pound gorilla back then, and Joan Rivers had been his regular guest host, and she didn't tell him. See, back then you had to run your decisions past Johnny Carson, or you would risk his wrath, his showbiz wrath. And she didn't tell him she was taking the Fox gig, and that put her in direct competition with him. But there really was no competition for Johnny Carson back then. So they were in the same time slot, and Fox was trying to get late night going. They would try with Chevy Chase many years later, too, and I think that lasted like 6 weeks. He was canceled very quickly.
It's so crazy.
But Joan Rivers, ended up on Johnny Carson's bad side, and I don't think he got the show canceled. Not that many people were watching because everybody was still watching him, but he made sure she was never on The Tonight Show again. She had her husband as the showrunner. It was just a whole bad situation. And Fox basically came to her and said, you have to fire your husband or we're going to cancel the show. And she wasn't going to fire her husband. But Johnny Carson made sure that Joan Rivers was never on The Tonight Show again. But obviously, you know, like, there have been women in late night, but not for...
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
I mean, Samantha Bee, she was doing her show.
Yeah, but I guess I'm thinking of, like, traditional talk shows, and I guess Taylor Tomlinson's is not going to be that either.
Chelsea Handler?
Chelsea Lately, yeah, but that wasn't a network show. These are cable shows.
We're talking about network.
That was on E,
yeah.
and yeah.
Okay.
You know, Wanda Sykes, I think, had a show for a hot minute. But again, a lot of those are syndicated. Those aren't network shows. They can, you know, depending on the market, they can put you on at noon or they can put you on at 1 in the morning. So once you sign with a syndicator, you get a giant bag of money, but they can bury your show wherever they want. That's the trade-off.
Giant bag of money.
And you might get good clearance, you know, when they do those syndicated shows. You know, if you get like above 50, 60% clearance in the markets, you're in good shape. But they can put you wherever they want. You know, unless you were Oprah back in the day, in which case you controlled the whole thing. So like, nope, you're going to put me on in, 2 in the afternoon or whatever in every market.
It was funny because Joan Rivers had Oprah as a guest on her show when she was just starting up.
Yeah. Yeah, Stephen Canton reminded me there's a show called The Dark Side of Comedy over on Vice where they go over this whole Joan Rivers and Carson thing. I didn't see that, but God, we were watching The Dark Side of Comedy the other night, and I don't remember what the episode was, but it was about...
Was it Kinnison? Was it that one?
No, it was about...
I know the next one's Mencia. So.
Yeah, Carlos Mencia, Robin Williams... No, it might have been season 1 that we were watching. Maria Bamford, Brett Butler, Greg Giraldo.
Oh, Greg Giraldo.
No, I don't remember.
Goddamn funny.
I don't remember which one we were watching. But it was good. I didn't remember it being about a person. I guess every episode is about a person. But I didn't remember that. Anyway, who cares? But yeah, Joan Rivers.
I do now. I wanted to know what it was about.
The Joan Rivers one just premiered on Halloween.
Greg Giraldo was so good. I'm so lucky I got to see him before he died.
Never saw him.
He was so funny.
Yeah.
Just so effortlessly funny, too. Just one of those guys. And deep and nuanced. Just one of the best.
But these things like Dark Side of Comedy are surprising only to people who know nothing about comedy. Because there's that eternal pull between, oh, but they seem so funny and nice on TV, and they're so funny. And then you find out that they're terrible, like Ellen DeGeneres or, people talking about how Joan Rivers was mean and Robin Williams was scary. It's like, yeah, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a comedian where everybody thinks they're awesome all the time. Maybe Gaffigan.
Robin
Maybe
Williams was
Pete Holmes.
scary? Why would he be scary?
Because he was psychotic. I mean, like clinically. There's that video going around of Robin Williams trying to do that commercial, and he's got like 2 lines. Have you seen that? That went viral again.
No,
he's got
never
like
seen
2
that.
lines, and the director's like, Robin, please, I just need you to do the line.
Well,
and Robin Williams going,
when he was all
like,
gacked up, too.
Probably.
All coked up. He was
Probably.
a different person.
Yeah. There was somebody posted a sign that went viral, and I would imagine that if the place hasn't gotten firebombed yet, they're probably ready to close down for good. It was a bar that had one of those chalk sandwich board signs out in front.
Yeah.
But it was making a Matthew Perry joke.
Ooh.
I don't know who thought that was a good idea, A lot of people don't know the difference between good and bad attention. But there was a bar, and somebody walked by and took a picture of the thing outside and started passing it around. Place is called Ray's. I don't know where this is. Come drown in good times with $10 champagne instead of a hot tub.
Oh.
And then at the bottom it had R.I.P. Matthew Perry with like a hot tub and a skull and crossbones over it. So I don't know. And people are like, $10 for a glass of champagne.
Yeah, right.
That's why people should be mad. See, I don't know what a glass of champagne costs, though, so that wouldn't hit me weird. A $10 glass of champagne doesn't sound like a lot. Isn't champagne supposed to be expensive?
I think
Or
it
they giving
depends
you
on the champagne.
They're giving you like, bottom
If
shelf
they're giving you
champagne.
Andre, they better not be charging no $10.
Let me give you money here. It's $1,000. There's simply no way to know how many $10 glasses of champagne you could get for that. But you can put $1,000 in your pocket just in time for the holidays. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Deposit. That's deposit. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
I also like that there were a handful of people in the immediate aftermath who were texting me that, of course, Matthew Perry died. He was vaccinated.
Yeah,
That's their
that's what it
takeaway.
was,
That's
yeah.
what it was.
Mhm.
Although they did say it's going to be months before they get the like cumulative tox report, but they said he had no meth and he had no fentanyl in his system. Obviously, there's prescription drugs because he was in recovery, and there are a lot of prescription drugs around him. But I don't know that they're attaching any of that. I don't know why it takes these tox screens so long. For a medical examiner, they're like, oh, it might be 4 to 6 months. Why does it take that long to figure out
Backed up.
Huh?
I don't know that they're backed up or.
Hey, man, meth ain't that bad.
A bunch of people are dead, and they're like, oh, this one's just going to chill out here until.
I mean, you think they'd, fast track. I don't know. People have connections to things. I'm just surprised it would take that long. By the way, David Schwimmer turns 57 today. It's going to be a bittersweet birthday. As the cast of that show, they put out a group statement. And of course, they were just destroyed because Matthew Perry was kind of considered the glue in that group. He was just the nice dude, and he and Jennifer Aniston had stayed especially close. And but they said they didn't find any meth or fentanyl in his system. I guess he had told a friend a while ago that he had gone to see the person who, I guess he had a hypnotist or something, and told him that if he didn't quit smoking, he could die alone of a heart attack. And that seems to be that's part of his book, I guess. But that seems to be what they're saying happened. Is that he probably had a heart attack in his hot tub and then proceeded to drown. He said that he had a hypnotist who was working with him on the addiction thing, and he said the guy would bring out every scare tactic he could muster, but that he was a regular smoker. And he said that he was worried that he would have a heart attack, and if no one was around to call 911, he said, I was a goner. This is in the Matthew Perry book. He was kind of going over those things. And so they really don't know what the cause of death is. Obviously, he drowned, but they don't know if he had a pulmonary episode or whatever it is.
Jason texted me and said they have to let the body sit for a certain amount of time before they can do an actual toxicology scan or
For
something.
how long?
I don't know. It says something about how the body has to do something for a few months before they can do a true test.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense, I guess. There'd be no other.
Yeah.
But
Well,
they
thank
said,
you, Jason.
They said that he hadn't been in the water long. They can kind of determine how long you've been in the water. And they said he hadn't been in the water long
That's
before
the
his
prune
assistant came back.
test.
The prune test. So I don't know if there's been any update on the Alan Ruck thing. Our friend Alan Ruck, who has been on this show a few times over the years, he's the pride of Parma Heights, I think. He's just coming off Succession. Big, huge show. And he was Cameron back in the day on in Ferris Bueller. He's done things all along the way, but Succession is probably the biggest thing he's been in a long time. And there's video out there in L.A. of his EV truck plowing through an intersection, driving into a pizza restaurant, a 4-way crash in Hollywood. And they were talking about other people involved in the crash who were taken to local hospitals. And there's a picture of him with like a red arrow standing on the sidewalk on the phone. They said there's no indication of a DUI, but if you see that, did you see the video?
No, I didn't see the video. Do you think he was on the phone? I rucked up.
Bill Squire is going to be at the Agora on December the 22nd.
And Hatfield's this Saturday.
Hatfield's on Saturday.
BillSquire.com.
There you
Get some
go.
tickets. Come see me live.
Cam's
I won't
Corner.
do that joke.
Yeah. Here he is in the 911 call.
This is ridiculous. Okay, I'll go.
Uh-huh. Of course, people were calling it ironic that he crashed. So I guess but if you see that video, man, it's like he didn't even stop.
You didn't slow down at all?
Plowed through the
Can you play it?
video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Find it here.
And there it goes.
There it is. That's him in the truck.
Okay.
Plows into that car, crosses the intersection, just right into the pizza restaurant. So they kind of have him comes out of the frame because they have it facing
Wow.
him oncoming. But yeah. His truck collides with another vehicle from behind, pushes it into the intersection. They're not sure what happened. But I guess everybody involved is okay.
Got another terrible joke. You want to hear it?
Of course.
Do you think he's going to be charged with ruckless driving?
I like that better than rucked up. Yeah. Ruckless endangerment is what they're... Yeah, I don't hate it. So, but I guess everybody... he's okay in that situation. He's got a hot wife,
Did anybody
too.
get hurt, though? Like, he didn't hit anybody in the
a
wreck?
couple of bruises or something.
That's
but
good that nobody got killed.
Yeah, it could have been a lot
that could have
worse.
been way bad.
He's got a hot wife. He married this actress named Mireille Enos, who is... I'm trying to think of what people have seen her in. That Odenkirk show, I don't know how many people watch Lucky Hank. It was like his first post Better Call Saul show over on AMC. She was the wife in that. She was in The Killing, for people who watched that years